couple things. Donovan O'Reilly had surgery last week. Hurt his tore ACL. Just working out on his own, doing some things. Wasn't even in practice. So that was unfortunate for him. Sean Young's no longer with our team. He's left the program. So I think those are the only things that we have from a roster update. And so this week Cincinnati, facing a really good football team, number 17 in the country. Really sound, solid team that's playing well, and quarterback Desmond Ryder, he's doing a good job, and Michael Warren, running back, is a really good player. So again, they do things offensively where you have to be ready for a physical game, and then also be able to defend the run-pass options, the zone reads, those things. So we have to be ready for that. And then defensively, they're playing very well, very sound, very solid, fast, physical, aggressive. So we're going to have to prepare well, and then what we have to do is just take our execution to a higher level. Because the one thing that's happening is when you watch the film in our games, we have abilities to be able to make plays, and we're not making them. Offensively, we have things there, but it's always just one little thing that's not allowing us to have the success that we need to have. And same thing defensively. We have guys in position, but we have to have guys that are going to make plays. And that's the thing, like I said, the play and the execution has to rise, because if it doesn't, then we don't give ourselves those opportunities. But you go back and you watch the film, and you see that there's things there, but again, because we're not doing some of the little things correctly, and we're not using good fundamentals and good techniques and taking care of those things, it's allowing us not to have the success that we need to have consistently. Because we are doing some really good things during the times, but then what's happening is we have these lapses and we have these breakdowns that cause us not to be able to achieve at the level that we want to achieve.
Cincinnati has been really good at forcing turnovers this year. What do you see? How have they been able to do that, and what do your guys need to kind of look out for on that front?
Well, again, usually turnovers are caused because guys are making plays, they're playing fast, they're playing physical, and then maybe forcing the other people to make the wrong read against ECU. Corner made a nice play, quarterback didn't read it, and they intercepted for the go-ahead touchdown. So again, you gotta study tape, and then you gotta take care of the football when you're on offense, and that's what you have to do.
Are they one of the more physical teams you're going to play this year?
Yeah,
up front?
I told our team they better be ready for a physical game. They're a very physical team, and so if you don't want to play in a physical game, don't show up. They're very aggressive, they're very physical, they're fast, and so yeah, we gotta go match that or be more physical than they are.
You practice physical?
Joe, you could practice physical, but either you're tough or you're not. And you can put guys through certain things. I mean, we thud in practice, every day. We try to tell them we're going to thud, because I think that's what we need to do, because we're not a physical enough football team. We're not, and because we're not strong enough yet. That's some part of the process with all these, the kids that we have. But either you're tough or you're not. It's hard to make somebody that's not tough. And there's things you can do, in the off season and spring practice and preseason, where you do the board drills, do a bunch of inside run, things you can do from putting more weight on the bar, to be mentally tougher, all those things. But a lot of it's strength and it's confidence. But like I said, you can't be like a cat sipping milk, always looking to see if somebody's coming. and play football. That's the one thing. So, but like I said, that's part of the recruiting process. You try to find out, when you're watching tape and ask the questions, what kind of toughness does the guy have?
You played 4 road games so far. You think the young guys are any better equipped to go on the road and handle the atmosphere and everything?
I mean, I understand what you're saying, Gavin, but I guess from my standpoint is, you go on the road, you gotta love going on the road, because you don't have anybody there. If you're a competitor, you love going into that environment and having everybody against you. I mean, that's what you want. I mean, if you got, God, it's the game is played on the field, 120 by 53 in a third. And if you can't, it doesn't matter if you're playing home or away, but when you're playing away, that to me should even bring out a little bit more in you. Because it's you and 69 other guys, plus the coaches and everything, that's all it is. You're going into, you got to have that kind of mentality all the time. And then you just go and let it happen. But that's the mentality you got to go into it. You can't worry about sold out crowd noise. You block all that stuff out. It's my one-on-one battle that I got to take care of. And you got to win them. You got to win most of the one-on-one battles.
Cincinnati is the highest ranked team in the league. Do you think they're the best team in the league?
We haven't played them all. We haven't played SMU. From what I've seen, yeah, I think they're playing pretty well. They lost to Ohio State. It's the only game they lost. But I think they're playing really well. They deserve to be where they're at.
You went a little bigger at the second level of the defense, playing Jackson Mitchell next to DJ Morgan. How would you assess their overall performance playing next to each other for the first time?
We still, Jackson, I think for true freshman, has done some really good things. And, I'm happy with what we've gotten out of him. But when I say that, he's nowhere near where he's got to be as he continues to develop, because of the kind of work ethic and the knowledge and what it means to him. DJ, he's been hurt. He's played pretty well. Was playing well. Got hurt. Again, this is really the first time he's played full time in his career. So again, he's done some nice things. The injuries have held him back. But again, man, he's got the ability to be able to do some really good things.
Playing those guys together, does that give you some more options defensively of what you can do to attack maybe some bigger teams that like to run?
I don't, again, I won't get into our scheme or anything like that, but those are the 2 best inside linebackers we have, and that's why they're playing.
ECU played Cincinnati really well. The quarterback threw for over 500 yards. Did you see anything based on that film that, any weaknesses that Cincinnati had that you can take advantage of?
Yeah, there's always things that you see on film, that you pick off, but then you try to utilize, but now your guys have to go out and execute it. So yeah, that's why you study tape and you look for things and you look for matchups that you think you can get. And you design a game plan around that, but now what you have to do is you got to go out and execute.
How is Steven Krajewski coming along, and do you expect to have him back at some point this season?
He hasn't been cleared to full practice yet. He's out there doing some things, throwing the football, and as soon as the doctor clears him to be able to do everything, then we'll do what the doctors tell us to do with him. Hopefully he'll have, that might happen, here moving forward shortly. Sorry.
That's what my point is. Their defense has great numbers. They're doing well in the league in a lot of categories. What is it that makes them so good?
Again, I think the biggest thing with them, they got good people on defense. They're very sound. They don't do a lot. They're fast, they're physical, they're aggressive, and they know what they're doing. They're executing at a very high level, and they're doing a good job of playing the things that they're playing.
I think the last game you coached at Cincinnati was that shootout, that 47-45 game with 2009. Any memories of that, or what fun that was? It wasn't fun to lose, obviously.
No, I mean we lost a 1-point game a couple of years ago there. They all run together. I'm just focused on this one and trying to do what we can to get our guys ready to play and go try to find a way to win. I'm not very sentimental.
Randy, Jack Sergiotis has had 6 starts, I think, now. Do you see any growth in his maturity, understanding what he's got to do when he's on the field in the midst of everything?
Who's that?
Jack Sergiotis, the quarterback.
It's interesting. I went back and I looked at Dan Orlowski's stats from when he was a freshman. And he threw a lot of interceptions too. And when you're playing at this level, the teams that we've had to play and the defenses we had to play, I'm not sure it's slowed down for him yet. The problem with Jack is he's trying to do too much sometimes, and instead of just taking what's there, and don't make a bad play worse. And the other thing is he the other day I thought he was rushing things, and then because he's got some flaws in terms of his delivery, and if he's stepping and throwing out here, he's got to be doing the things he needs to do fundamentally in technique to play at the level, because of not taking care of the little things. But he has the ability, but he's just got to he's just got to slow down and just take what's there, go and execute and do only what he can do. He's not Superman. He's not going to beat you with his legs. He's got to have to use his brain and to use his arm, and he's got enough mobility to move around and everything, but he's got to learn how to play within himself and not try to get outside of things that he's not capable of doing, or trying to create something that's not there. That's one of the things that's hurting him right now. He'll compete and all those things, but he's just got to learn to manage the game, take what's there, and make quick, decisive reads, and do that. You see it at times, and then there's times he does it well during the game, and then all of a sudden one series, then he doesn't. And so that's a lot of times that's what you get with inexperience. And sometimes guys think, oh geez, I got to make this play. Well, they end up making a worse play by trying to do that rather than just taking what's there.
Do you try to coach him to throw more over the top, or is that a hard habit to break?
Well, that's something that you'll work on in the off season. You're not going to work on that during the year, But he's gonna have to and again, a lot of it is that he's got to just be more focused on using the good fundamentals and techniques that you have to do in order to throw the ball, because sometimes he'll try to go and throw the ball deep outside and he lets it go from here and it can't get there because he doesn't come over the top, and now the ball fades inside, and now you can end up bringing the free safety or safety into the mix, when if you throw it out there you keep it away from the safety. So those are just things that we'll have to work on in the off season.
Randy, so what quarterback would you rather have? One who may be trying to do too much, or one who's not willing to do enough? Which one's easier to coach?
Well, I want the guy that's going to do what he's coached to do. That's what I want him to do. Because, there's guys, Joe, in my mind, that have the ability to make plays because of their athleticism and the things that they can do. Jack's not that guy. Russell Wilson's that guy. Okay? There's other people that are that guys that can move around and do certain things. But you got to know who you are. It's great that you think you can do all those things, but what he's got to understand, at this level, it's a lot faster than what he was used to playing at, in Canada, in high school. And that's where you know, sometimes guys get themselves in trouble because some of the things they used to be able to do, especially young guys, you can't do that and get away with it at this level. You know, it's the same thing at this level. Guys might have gotten away with something. You get to the next level, the NFL, you don't get away with it. And that to me is the biggest thing. You know, just seeing it, taking what's there, and again, it's a learning process. You know, it's a learning process. Dan Orlowski went through the same thing. And again, you look at his numbers, he had like, I think it was 15 interceptions maybe, you know, that first year that he played as a true freshman. So it's a process, you know. It just doesn't happen overnight. And usually what happens is guys that are, you know, guys that have the athletic ability to get them out of some things and they can use their legs and run, that helps. You know, like a guy like David Bendel, who could make plays with his feet and all those sort of things, he can get out of some of the things that can make some things happen. You know, Jack's not that type of guy, so he's got to make sure that he's doing things, you know, the right way. And again, that's all part of the process. And you know, you take a look. I mean, we've played some pretty good teams now this year. I mean, there's a lot of them going to bowl games. So this schedule that we played hasn't been little sisters of the poor. And so, you know, when you look at that, Indiana's playing pretty well, Illinois is playing pretty well, and then all the teams here that we're playing in the league.
Do you feel that will ultimately help the team playing, you know, a tough schedule like you have this year?
Yeah, I mean, the schedule is what it is. You know, you play what's there, and you know what? And then that's where guys get. It should help these guys moving forward, because you know, you see what you're playing, and you know, now you gotta step it up and do things to get yourself to that level. But again, it's that process that we have to go through.
Do you think the league's better rated than people give it credit for?
No doubt. No doubt. I mean, you got, what, 4 teams ranked in the top 25? Memphis, SMU, Navy, and Cincinnati. You know, those 4. Yeah, it's a really good league. I don't think people understand how good it is. And you just don't, you know, like I said, that game the other night, you know, Memphis and SMU, and there's a couple that'll be coming up here at the end that'll be, you know, really interesting. You know, it'll be really interesting. I told you last week about Navy. I thought that's the best Navy team that I've seen. You know, and here's another one we're going into this week against Cincinnati. You know, probably as good a Cincinnati team that I think I've seen in the years that I've coached against Cincinnati, being here before and now. So.
Very good.